What's up, guys? I'm sure you're probably wondering why there's an extra pillow in that chair over there. And it's because my weekend was just a little bit hectic. I had a wedding that I went to and it kind of threw everything off, but hopefully you can deal with it. We'll get through it together, don't worry. Alright, so we're going to be getting into chapter number 18 today. And this one is a pretty good one. So it actually doesn't pick up the same way that the last one did. We begin with Jin-Woo, and he is in the hospital now. So he must have got away from that scene last night when he took down the monster, when he threw that thing. And yeah, so he's in the hospital right now, and he's getting to work. It looks like he is doing some sit-ups right next to his bed. And this guy is completely remade himself. He's reinvented himself. He's looking jacked and completely shredded now. Like he is still the world's weakest hunter, but oh my god, he has some washboard abs. So yeah, he's doing what looks to be his daily quests. Some sit-ups, he's doing push-ups, and he's just sweating too. Like the Chugong, the artist, the creator of this manhwa, he's doing us some fan service right now. Like he's going to work, so he's just like working out really hard. And then a nurse walks in, probably just like checking on the patients, and she sees him, and she is a bit surprised. Like she looks like she's a bit flustered. She comes in, she apologizes, she looks away, like it's my bad. And yeah, she's talking to herself, like kind of wondering, this patient, like who is this man? How is he so shredded? She asks, was his body this chiseled the last time when he came in? When he came in originally, was it this well defined, chiseled? And she asks, are you being discharged today? Like, are you leaving the hospital? And Jin-Woo just is looking like a total beast alpha Chad. He says, yep. And then she asks, could she get your number? Can I get your number? And she's like handing her his phone, handing him her phone, and she wants it. She wants the phone number. And Jin-Woo is surprised by this. He's like a little bit taken aback. I'm sure he wasn't used to like getting that much attention from females before he got his double awakening. And so he's like kind of wondering, like, no, like, why do you want my number? Is that so that you can send me test results later? Like, what's it for, And so yeah, he just goes ahead and get it. And then now we are getting into the chapter, so we're breaking into the new juicy meat now. Cut to their house. It looks like they live in an apartment building, and we have Jin-Woo's sister. She's getting ready for school in the morning. I don't really remember her name. Kind of hard to remember these names. They're a couple syllables. So and so her name's and it looks like her name is Sung Jin, actually. And Jin was asking, are you going to school? Like, I guess he just woke up in the morning. She's even wondering, like, you're awake? What the heck? She's like looking all up his body, because he's pretty shredded now, as already has been we saw in the last little bit. He is completely jacked and ready for a body competition, no problem. She's even looking at like his V line right here. So obviously they're really close, you can tell. And yeah, he's been up for the morning, I guess, just working out. She's surprised by it, like, why are you working out? He's the world's weakest hunter. He should be in bed, just dreaming of being a hunter. And then she also is surprised by his height. Like, she stands next to him, is like sizing him up, like, dude, did you get taller or something? She says that she thinks that he did. Like, she asks, do men still grow after they turn 20? Which can't happen for sure, I'm sure. I guess it's a rainy day out too, because Jin-Woo is insisting that she takes an umbrella with her. But he's a bit more assertive now. Well, actually, maybe I'm looking too far into it. And yeah, so she goes out the door. Jin-Woo's like, peace out. So he's 20 years old, so I guess he doesn't have school at this point. And so yeah, he's like looking at the stats, and yeah, it looks like he's done all of his daily quest goals. He's done pretty much everything: the push-ups, the curl-ups, the squats. The only thing he needs to do is the running, which is a 10-kilometer run. Man, 10 kilometers, how far is that? Is that like 7 or 8 miles? 7 or 8 miles every day? It's pretty tough, in my opinion. Jin was looking at his arms, and he's surprised that he was able to make so many gains that he did in such little time. He says that there's no way after a couple weeks of exercising that my body's going to be this developed. There's no way. So he concludes that it's definitely affected by the stats that he has. So yeah, he thinks that because he's been increasing the strength so much, that is causing his body to have increased mass and increased definition. So yeah, he is undergoing a cool main character transformation. He's becoming Sasuke, basically, His stats are pretty impressive too. He's got level 18. He's still a Wolf Slayer. His HP is 2,000. So it's pretty high. And so let me just tell you the stats, because I don't know how long we've been since we've last mentioned it. The strength looks like it's going to be 48. Agility is 27. Sense is also 27. Vitality is 27. And intelligence is 27. And he has remaining points of 12. And it's time to put those points towards something. So he thinks that if he just keeps on increasing the strength, then eventually he'll be at the point where he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or someone who just puffs up their muscles like a balloon, and that is not too attractive. So yeah, we're allocating the stats, and they're going a bit into the synergistic abilities of the stats. So strength can pair with agility pretty well. Just think about it like if you're strong and you need to run away, then it would be smart to add up both strength and agility. You don't want to be very slow but have a ton of strength. That can only get you so far. It looks like sense is a pretty useful ability to put some stat points towards. It just helps with perception and everything around you. Like you saw previously in the other chapters, you can see characters' aura, their power energy, and locate them, and also tell like what level they're on. And so it looks like intelligence is the one thing that might have to be left behind. There's no important application for that at this point, but possibly it seems to be connected to magic. If you upgrade intelligence, then you'll also maybe be able to cast stronger spells. And now we're getting the updated stat list from now that he put all his stat points towards something. So let's go over that. It looks like the strength is now 50, agility is 35, sense is 29, vitality is 27, and intelligence is 27. So vitality is only going towards health. That's why his health is still at 220, and intelligence would affect magic, so magic is only 350. So if I had to pick a class like this, I think I would probably choose the same thing, like strength, agility, This is very similar to Dark Souls. I can already tell. So that's if you ever played that, you have like the points that you can put skills into, and I think intelligence is directly connected to magical MP, magical power, and then vitality is also HP in Dark Souls, health points. So you have a lot of similarities. I think it must be directly influenced by that. And now Jin-Woo's getting a call from the guild. He's picking up, and we get someone who is yelling in his ear saying, "At last you picked up." They were asking, why haven't you been picking up your phone recently? And it looks like it's his landlord calling him. And he's just wondering where his rent is. And it seems like Jin-Woo doesn't have the money for the rent, which makes sense because we learn that he has his mom's bills to pay for, and then he has an apartment rent, this one, and then I'm sure he has a lot of other bills too. And yeah, the landlord is just pestering him. I think we can all relate to that a little bit. Moving on. So Jin-Woo gets off the phone with the landlord, and he tells them that he's gonna pay soon. Just give him like a little bit of time. So now he's thinking about the double awakening, and he says that if he's really someone who has gone through an awakening, then he should be able to make money, quickly. It makes sense since everything is with like the Hunter Guild. It's just a completely different college where if you become like a high level in it, you can make a good earning. It seems like he believes in himself, and he thinks that he's going to become a top rank hunter. All he has to do is kill monsters, and that's how you'll make money. So it's pretty simple. The higher the experience, the higher the rank. The more money the magic crystals drop are worth. So higher rank monsters will drop more magic crystals. So obviously the highest rank hunters are probably also the richest. So there's a lot of unfairness, I think, going on here. And now we get a little bit of information drop about the gates. It looks like if you want to beat a high rank monster, you're not going to accidentally run into one. You have to go into the gate and actually fight through probably like a horde, and then get to the boss room and then fight the boss. And then so Jin was explaining that there's a lot of competition for the D rank and also the E rank gates that can be entered, the masses of the lower ranked hunters. So maybe that means that in these mid-level, these low mid-level gates, there's a lot of low level hunters, obviously. I think if you were looking at maybe a graph, the highest population would be probably like D and C. C would probably be like maybe kind of going towards the end of the graph, the distribution chart. In the middle you'll have D and E, and then at the top rank you have only a couple of them, but they're high rank, and so they're the outliers. So it looks like E rank hunters are in the same category, or in the same predicament as the higher rank hunters, so they are the outliers too, and they're kind of pushed to the sidelines by the Hunter Guild, and it makes it hard for them to find jobs. And Jin-Woo is also an E rank at this point, and he's never even been to a D rank dungeon. There's nothing that he has to show for it. He doesn't have any armor either. So yeah, if he doesn't know what to expect, and now that his senses are higher, he actually can understand that it might be a bad idea to just rush into one without having put a little bit of thought into it. And then there's also the fact that he is his title is the world's weakest hunter, which means that people are already aware of him, and they know of his title, and they know that he is not strong. So kind of thinking about the options at this point, should Jin-Woo just have his new abilities reviewed by the Hunter Guild and then give him a new rank? But obviously, if an ability like that were to be spread around to the public, then there would be a lot of talk about it. The hunters are pretty much like a gossip squad of little birds that chirp to each other. And the news would inevitably end up getting this story because the hunters are most likely, just the talk of the town. But then also there's another thing, which is that if Jin-Woo were to get more popular, then people would start to look at him as a target, like someone who is putting their rank at jeopardy. I mean, he is a hunter who can get stronger just from his leveling up his daily quests, and from what we know so far, his ability can go on inevitably, so every day he will become stronger, and every day he is getting closer to the top rank hunter. And with power comes responsibility, so obviously he will be shaking a couple feathers, rustling some feathers if he starts to gain too much popularity. And it's decided that he can't reveal this ability until he's sure how people will react, but he needs to make money also. And a good way to do that, it looks like, is to be in an attack force. And it looks like there's one available. Jump to a construction site, and we have our boy Jin-Woo. He's looking pretty cool in a new fit. He's got a blue coat on and he has like a black shirt. And yeah, he is now part of another group. And we're introduced to what looks to be the leader of the group. He's calling over Jin-Woo, saying, giving him his introduction, saying his name is Hwang Dong-suk. What's your name again? And he said, Sung Jin-Woo. Jin-Woo, you're an E rank, correct? Sorry if I butchered that first name, by the way. And it looks like he is getting noticed by some of the other hunters here. They're saying, wait a second, you're pretty famous, right? Don't you have a nickname? World's Weakest Hunter? That would be such a bad nickname just to say. Like, there's nothing even funny about that. It's just cruel. So the hunters they're just kind of going in on him right now for being the weakest hunter. And then the leader steps up saying that, guys, like, stop bothering him. The most important thing is that we can get the numbers. And he's kind of starting to explain a bit of how the attack force works. So for filling up the member count, the Hwang will pay the price of 2 million won to Jin-Woo. So it's a pretty good deal. And he hands him a contract. But as Jin-Woo gets handed the contract, we also see in his eyes, he has like this look in it, like it's blue. And he's looking at the power abilities of the Hunter Guild, of the attack force that he's with. It looks like there's 5 C ranks, and there are 4 that are lower than a D rank. Seems that he is a bit suspicious about something. I'm not exactly sure what, but there is a rule apparently that when you enter a C rank dungeon, there must be at least 10 or more, and at least half of them must be C rank. So 10 total or more, and then if you want to go in, you also have to have 5 C ranks. And then there's some like confusing dialogue here. I don't quite understand it. It's because of that there are cases where only numbers make up the attack force. And then always a bridesmaid, Jin-Woo says. I'm not exactly sure what this means. But then someone walks up to Jin-Woo and he says, hey, it looks like we're both small fries. Like we're both just weak level D's, excuse me. and we're introduced to a new person. His name is Jin-Ho. His name is Yo Jin-Ho. He's 22 and he's a rank D. And he was called to the attack force basically on the same reason that Jin-Woo was. I would assume that they're just doing it as like a job you would find on like Craigslist or something. Just like, yeah, it doesn't seem like this is way too out of the ordinary. But we see a little bit more of this guy, and he has like some insane armor going. He's got like this shiny orange or maybe gold plated armor that's like glistening in the sunlight, and he has like this beautiful shield, and he's completely fitted. Jin-Woo wonders if he's the son of a millionaire. I mean, it does look like it. Maybe I can get a picture up, because yeah, he's fitted. And now Huang, the leader of the attack force, tells Jin-Woo that because he's a level E rank hunter, the only job that he's gonna do is just take the bags. So he's basically like their pack mule for now, and I'm sure he's gonna just do great at that job. So yeah, he's just the pack mule. And he asks, are we gonna go into this dungeon without a healer? And Huang says that it's hard to bring a healer hunter to personal attack forces like this one, so maybe it would just take up the numbers. And it looks like this is the way that they always do it, is what Huang says. Yeah, Jin-Woo sighs and says an attack force made out of only tanks and damage dealers. This is gonna be messy. So he's reading over the contract now. And the contract says that he won't be blamed for anyone else's accidents. If he were to get injured, he couldn't blame it on anyone else. So it's kind of just like a standard contract, like you would sign for work, I imagine. But you know, it's kind of weird that they would have this included in there, and now there's also no healer, so you know, that just doesn't sound like a good situation there. And people are kind of pressing him like, yo, come on, we're about to go into this gate, it's gonna be good. Like, you don't even need to read over the contract, you're a rank E, you're safe. And now Huang is speaking up, saying that it's time to go. The millionaire's son, he pats Jin-Woo on the back. He's like, stop worrying so much. You said you were rank E, I'll protect you. And he looks at him like a very preppy dude. Like he's just so good, riding first class and everything. And Jin-Woo awkwardly laughs, just kind of like how I did. And the last panel of the chapter is the new current stats that Jin-Woo has. And yeah, he's pretty base now. He's beastly. So we've got 50 strength, 35 agility, 29 sense, 27 stamina, and 27 intelligence. It still doesn't seem like it's too high compared to what it could be. I mean, 18 it's better than it's like probably leagues ahead of what he was before, but I would say he's still like a very low level hunter. Like if you had to put this in like One Punch Man, I would still say that he's like wolf level, and he is Wolf Slayer, that is his title. So maybe something might actually bad happen to him. It's hard to say. Although he seems like he's really confident now, like nothing can touch him. But we'll have to see. And that's the end of the chapter. I think this was a really good one. I'm loving the progression of Jin-Woo so far from everything that we've seen. He is really going to shape up to be a strong character once he gets up until the 30s, level 30s. And I'm sure once he hits like level 50, then his abilities are going to be insane, completely insane. So thanks so much for sticking around. I hope you're enjoying it. If there's any feedback that you want to give me, please just let me know. Just let me hear from you. And that's all I have to say. So have a great night, and I'm gonna try and get another video out tomorrow. All right, peace out.